Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've stopped by my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do the second to the last set of cards for the April 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Inked Occasions. This is card, 12 and 13. So this is the cards as they came and as they were intended to be put together. And as you know, around here we always do things a little different. So let's get started on our alternatives. So the first one we're going to do starts with card base of Gorgeous Grape, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and we're going to give this a good burnish here and make sure that it's going to lay flat. I've got a piece for the inside. Now, I'm going to, full disclosure here, if you were with me a couple of videos ago, and I stamped the inside of the card the wrong direction because it was supposed to be a card that went like this, and I stamped it like this. I have this piece that already has the inside stamp, says thanks for being you, and it's already got adhesive on it. So I'm going to cheat and use this one because I didn't want to waste it. So we're just going to put this one in the middle here, and like that we've got the inside done. Okay, so this again is going to be a tentpole card like this. So I took one of the card bases, that I had a couple of the pieces of them left, and I cut them in half, and we are going to put them on the front of this card like this. I think we're going to use the whiter pieces on the outside. So let's go ahead and adhere those down. So I'm going to just open this back up just so I can see it a little better to get these. Now, I'm not going to push down hard yet until I make sure I've got it so that I'm leaving enough space between this one and the other side. So let's just kind of set that there, and we'll get this one. Let's see, I already think I need to push this one a little bit up. So I kind of want to have the same amount of space, or at least so that it looks like there's, a nice space between these two pieces and yet a nice border on the outside. So let's see, I think this one needs to come over just a tad bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's try to straighten this one up just a little. Even though you don't put it down, it still seems to adhere itself. I just want to move it just a tad bit. Make it just a little straighter. There we go. Okay, so we'll push these down. Okay, so we've got that. Now, I've got a piece of Gorgeous Grape that is 2 by, 3.5. And so we're going to use that kind of right here in the center as kind of a landing place for our sentiment. And so I'm going to put this piece of white. It is 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to put that in the middle here. So let's get the white piece in the middle of our grape piece. I think I'm almost out of seal, which is just going to be really sad. Okay, so let's center this up. Let's see. Okay, so we've got that. Now, we're going to put this here. What I think I'm going to do, though, is pop this on dimensionals, but before we put this here, we need to stamp our sentiment on the front here. So the inside of our card says, "Thanks for being you." And on the front, we're going to use this sentiment. It says, "A good friend is a gift." And it comes from the new Perfectly Pairs stamp set that went live on the 1st of July. So this is available to buy now. It comes in a whole suite with a stamp set, die set, paper, the whole kit and caboodle. So pretty that you can, it's a 2-step stamping for the pairs. Just I like 2-step stamps. So we're going to use this sentiment today on the front here. We're going to do this up in Gorgeous Grape. Now, let's see if I can manage not to get the Gorgeous Grape all over me, because as you guys know, it always seems to get everywhere. So, I haven't used this stamp yet, so I'm going to season it up here. And then I'm going to do a test stamp just to make sure that it is stamping nicely. So I'll just get a scrap piece of paper here. And we'll tap it up and see what we think. That looks pretty good. Okay, so not much seasoning needed for this one. So we're getting a nice clear stamp. So I'm just going to put it kind of right smack in the middle of this. Okay, so we got a little, that's pretty good. It's a little farther down, but actually we're going to do something. So I've got this little flower cluster here that came from this Perfectly Pairs set. And it's just some like leaves or flowers or something. I just kind of want to decorate the inside of our, the corners of our card here. Which more than likely I should have done before we put it onto the grape piece. So let's see if we can just pull the corner up here. There we go. I'm going to put that down like that. And let's see if we get, let's see what this, I've not used this yet. Okay, so it needs a little seasoning here. If you forget to do it on your arm, you can always do kind of a smushy thing here, which kind of also will take that film off. Okay, that looks pretty good. Do we want first generation or do we want second generation maybe? Maybe we'll do second generation. So let's try that. We'll ink it up. We're going to stamp off once and then not re-ink. But we're just going to go up here in the corner and do just like that. There we go. Okay. Now, let's turn this around. I'm going to do the same thing in this upper corner. So we'll put our paper like that, catch our overflow. And we'll ink it up again, and we're going to stamp off. And then we'll stamp there. Perfect. Okay. So it looks pretty good. If it looks like this lovely this grape ink, it hates me. It really does. Let's see. I'm thinking, should we turn it over and try again? Maybe, or see if we can get this little piece off here. Let's use our sand eraser and see if we can get this little smudge off right here. It might just be a good place for an embellishment, because you know there's no mistakes in paper crafting, only reasons for more embellishments. If I can't get it to come off, then we'll put a gem there or something, but I think we're gonna get it. It wasn't bad. Okay, I also don't like this in here, but I don't know what happened there, but maybe we can just lighten those up a little. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay, we're just going to leave it. We're going to call it good. I'm going to stop messing with it before I make it worse. So we actually might be able to take our Wink of Stella here and kind of Stella these flowers just to give them a little shine here. Let's do that. I don't know if you can see it. This looks so pretty in person, but it's also very hard to see on the video. So, there you go. I'll hold this up here so maybe you can see it just a little better. It just catches the light. Okay, so we're going to put this on the front and we're going to put it up on dimensionals. So let me grab those and we'll just put, let's see. Oh goodness, I've got backings everywhere. All right, so we'll get a good line put down here, and I'm staying away from the edges for a reason here, because we're going to take, I guess I already peeled that one. How about this one? We're gonna put this on here like this. Okay, so center it up. But then I'm going to take this gold piece that came in the kit and I'm going to cut it in half. So we'll just kind of snip it down the middle. And what I want to do with it is tuck it in on each side here as kind of an extension of our purple flowers that we put on the sentiment card. So just like that. Okay, so let's get our fine tip glue here and see if we can get these glued down. So basically I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the glue here and kind of right there and not try to get it on the out here on the actual leaf piece. So as long as we can make sure it sticks, these will kind of have some dimension because they're going to be kind of floating around there. And it also makes it so I don't have to get really tiny drops of glue on all that very fine, intricate parts. So I'll put this one in this corner up here, slide that in and make sure it fits there on our piece. I'm just going to give those a second. Okay, how cute. Now, what are we going to use for gems? I picked out the purple adhesive backed sequins, I think they're called. Let's see. Yes, so they were purple adhesive backed sequins. These were something that you could get earlier in the year when Celebration was going on. These were a freebie. So I've got an open pack here. Let's just use, what do we think? The iridescent ones or the let's use these that kind of look purpley since the rest of our card is very purple. So we'll put one here and we'll put another one where here and one up here. And there is our "A good friend is a gift." And then the inside, "Thank you for being you." So that turned out very pretty. Okay, so our second card for today is going to be, let me kind of tidy up here and get some of this stuff out of our way. And we'll put this to the side. So the other one here is, we're going to start with card base that is a Berry Burst. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Make sure we've got a good burnish. We've got an inside piece that's 4 by 5 1/4. Now, I've got a piece of a front, well, half of a piece of a card base. So this was a complete card base. We sliced it diagonally in half. We used the other half a couple days ago in a video. So I'm going to put this in this upper right hand corner. So let's go ahead and put that down with some seal if we have any seal left here. I think I need to put an order in. I need more seal. Okay, so I'm just going to open this up just so I can make sure I can get this to the corners appropriately. So you want it flush with the edge at the top as well as the edge on the right hand side here. So we'll get it as close as we can. And we'll give that a push down. Okay, so there's that. Now, I have this piece of gold. And I want to try to bring this gold, lines that are in the card base out. So I'm going to put this right down the middle here. So this piece is kind of a scrap piece that I had, but it's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, about 4/8 wide. And I'm just going to put it right down the middle here. And I'm not going to worry about the ends right now because we're going to snip those off here. But let's get this down. With some seal. I want to make sure I get it far enough that it sticks to the card, but not too far because we don't want to waste it. So I'm just going to press that down right there across that seam, and then we can open this up and or turn it over, I guess is what I'm trying to say, and just snip these pieces off that we don't need. So there's that one. And we'll snip this one. Just like that. Okay, so that tidies up our edges. Now, I've got a flower somewhere, here it is, that I cut out of Pool Party. So out of the Hugs of Bloom dies, I used this flower and this leaf. So I've got our flower with our Pool Party and the leaves I did out of white. And we're just going to put this flower kind of, I don't know, about 2/3 of the way up the card. I'm going to use a dimensional to pop it up. Let's see if we can get a whole dimensional in this without it showing. Yep, looks pretty good. Okay, so we're going to put it, let's see, how do I want this? Maybe like that. And then we'll put our leaves in here. Something like, let's see, something like this. So I can just kind of strategically hide the stems of these. So let's get some glue on here. I didn't put the lid back on this, so it's already started to dry at the tip. So let me get the lid on and poke this out. It's so tiny, this little wire that it goes in here. Okay, there we go. I think I got it. Alright, so let's put some dots of glue just around our little leaf here. And we will just kind of tuck this in right in here. Kind of try to hide our stem with the flower. So I'm just going to hold this for just a second. It tacks down, and we'll do this one. So some more drops of glue. Not too much. A little bit of this goes a long way. So we'll kind of strategically tuck this one here so that, you know what, let's put it down here. Just so it has a little bit, there we go. So it looks a little bit more symmetrical. Okay, so we've got that. I put the lid back on the glue. before we get dried up glue again. Okay, so here we go. Now, I'm going to use, or I did use, I already stamped on this. I think I was practicing just to see if I could get it down here. And I think this is the last one of these sentiment bases I have. So we're just going to use this because it's in the right color ink. So we're going to pop this up down here at the bottom, using some dimensionals on this as well. So let's get these on here. Oops. One more. And we'll get the backs off. And we will get this right down here at the bottom. Let's see. I think just right about there looks pretty good. Okay, now let's do our inside. So we've got Thinking of You on the outside. I think for the inside, we're going to use from this all zipped up stamp set. There's a sentiment that says, hoping your day is the best ever. So we're going to put that on the inside using Berry Burst. So let's open the ink here. And we'll ink this up. I'm going to tap very lightly with this one. I haven't used this one yet either, so let's just do a practice stamp. Just see how it's stamping. Okay, it doesn't look too bad. Okay, so let's get that put in here. Just gonna go down and up. Hoping your day is the best ever. Okay. Let's shut the ink pad up so we don't have any more ink disasters. And we'll get this on the inside of our card. And then we'll get some embellishments put on the outside as our last thing that we need to do. So we'll put this, center that up in here. Top to bottom, left to right. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, sentiments or embellishments. What are we going to put on the outside of this one? I don't know. Do we do more of these purple adhesive back gems? I don't know. Those don't necessarily suit me. Let's see if we can find something else real quick that will work better. What else do we have in here? Oh, we have these. What are these? Oh, those iridescent foil gems. Let's use these. So we'll use a couple of big ones. We'll put one there and one, let's see, down here, and another one up here. If I can get it turned, oh, there we go. It's stuck to the putty of my take your pick tool. Come on off there. Oh my goodness. Alright, we're gonna get it. Hang on. There we go. Maybe. Except now it wants to stick to me instead of to the card. You know what? I think that one's done. We're gonna get another one. That one lost its sticky. There we go. Use that one. Okay, so there's our second card. Very pretty. So here are the two that we did today. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so that you get notified when I upload my next video. We've got one more set of these April ones, and then we'll get to move on to May. How exciting is that going to be? Okay, so that's all I have for you guys today. Have a crafty day. Thanks, everyone. Bye.